Hello, my friend. It's raining a little bit, but I didn't want that to stop me tonight from sharing the message that was on my heart that I felt like I needed to share. This is going to be one of the very few times that you will ever hear me talk about politics. But I was feeling that pull to talk about the election because it is energetically very much on the collective human consciousness right now. And I heard someone say this. I believe it was a gentleman by the name of B.C. Cerna, and this really spoke to me. And he said, "Tell me who you are voting for so I can tell you whether I love you or not. Tell me who you are voting for so I can tell you if I respect you or not." And this seems to be the energy. There is a divide within humanity right now. And this is exactly what the powers that be want. They want the division of your consciousness. Because when your consciousness is divided, you are much easier to control. The news, the media, the social media, videos that show up in your algorithm, they are designed to keep you in this state of separation, where we look at the left or we look at the right and view them as our mortal enemy. However, for some of you, you know that humanity is being called to evolve, for the energy of separation to be dissolved. And how does this happen? It's okay to have the opinions of the left or the right, but don't make the other side your enemy. Do not put them out of your heart. Do not consider them to be evil or the dark side, if you will. You might look at the other side and say, these people are Hitler, but they don't think they're Hitler. They think that they are the good guys, just like you. Many people have been asking me if I am on the left or the right. And I am not either. I am on the side of humanity. I'm on the side of truth. Sometimes the left side has a bit of truth. Sometimes the right side has a bit of truth. I do not identify with either Democrat or Republican. This is something that took me a lot of time to dissolve in my own life. That energy of polarity. The human ego is obsessed with polarity. It sizes people up based on their viewpoints, based on what religion they are, based on what political party they belong to. But it's time to evolve. It's time to look past this. You can actually disagree with someone and not hate them. You can disagree with someone and still love them. Because an individual's opinion is not who they are. The ego is obsessed with viewpoints and opinions, and they have their place in this world, and that is okay. But when you find yourself in the energy of hatred, in the energy of civil war, if you will, then you know that your ego has overtaken you and you've gone too far. So have your viewpoints, have your political party, but let go of the hatred. Okay? It's time for human beings to evolve. It's time for us to rise above this. Have your opinions, have your preferences without being overly attached and overly identified with them, because that's where separation creeps in. That's where hatred creeps in. And that's ultimately where violence comes from. There are many people who identify as Christians who are very into political correctness. And a lot of these people have a lot of hatred in their hearts. These are the same people that claim to follow the teachings of Jesus. Yet if you look at a figure like Jesus Christ, this is the man who, as he was being murdered, looked into the eyes of his murderers and said, "I forgive them, for they know not what they're doing." So understand this. Oftentimes, the insanity of humanity It can make you feel like you have hatred in your heart, like you want something bad to happen to these people. But when you realize that these people don't actually know the true essence of their being, they don't know who they are, so they're acting out from that darker aspect of the human collective unconsciousness. When you see that darker aspect of the human collective unconsciousness within yourself, and you love yourself anyway, you forgive yourself, you stop self-loathing and judging yourself, then you're finally able to see other people through the same light. And again, this is the evolution of humanity. And I believe that the election is bringing a lot of things to the surface in a lot of human beings right now. Don't let it take you over. Don't become over-identified with it. Put the other side, the other political party that you so strongly disagree with and maybe have hatred for, put them within the chamber of your heart and see what happens. Try to see it through the lens of that higher part of yourself, the part of you that loves unconditionally, the part of you that sees things for what they truly are and doesn't just get triggered by whatever the powers that be want you to be triggered by to keep you in that lower state of consciousness. Again, this makes us very controllable and makes us very easy to manipulate. And they know this. There are a lot of really smart people in the world of politics, the people that control the world behind the scenes. I'm not trying to get all conspiracy theory-like, but there's something to be said about this. Go within, do your own personal work. Stop villainizing other people. And see the darkness that's within yourself. Heal that, forgive that, and watch the world around you transform. For me to look at you and say that I love Donald Trump, it's not a lie. And for me to look at you and say that I love Kamala Harris, it is also not a lie. Do I agree with both of them on certain topics? No. But I understand that beneath the surface, the being, the essence of who they are goes a lot deeper. Examine the judgments and the hatred within you. Don't let it define you. It's time for us to evolve. Become the change that you want to see in this world. I believe that Gandhi said that. You feel like there's a lot of division, a lot of hatred. Become the source of what you're seeking in this world. Do whatever you can, no matter how small, to alleviate both the suffering of yourself and others. You don't have to be a martyr in this, but you can get to a point where you're able to love fearlessly, regardless of the disagreements and regardless of the differences. I know this video isn't for everybody. I know that the collective human unconsciousness is still very deep in ego, and that is okay. I love you. This is for the 0.001% that deep within your heart, you know that this is the truth. I see you. Keep doing the work that you're doing. You are loved. You matter. And you've barely scratched the surface of what you're capable of. I'll talk to you soon. Divine.